Hey everyone, welcome back. It's great to see you all again. Today, we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and a little bit funny: unusual fears. You might be surprised by some of the things people are afraid of. We all have things that make us nervous, right? Maybe it's public speaking or heights. But some fears are a bit more unique. They can be downright bizarre. Ever met someone terrified of belly buttons? Yes, it's a real thing called omphalophobia. Or maybe clowns make you want to run and hide. Coulrophobia is more common than you might think. These are the kinds of fears we're talking about today, from the strange to the downright hilarious. They might seem silly at first, but they're very real to the people who experience them, and they can be quite debilitating. And you know what? It's okay to be a little afraid. Everyone has their own quirks. Fear is a natural human emotion. It's something we all share. It's our brain's way of keeping us safe, a built-in alarm system, if you will. But sometimes our fears can get a little out of control. They can take over our lives. That's when it's time to understand them better. Knowledge is power, after all. So buckle up, everyone, because we're about to explore the wild and wacky world of unusual fears. It's going to be quite the ride. Get ready to laugh, learn, and maybe even relate to a phobia or two. Let's go. This journey is going to be both educational and entertaining. We all have fears, but some are harder to talk about. These fears can be unusual and often misunderstood. Imagine being scared of cotton balls or the color yellow. It sounds strange, but for some, these fears are very real and overwhelming. You might feel embarrassed or like nobody understands. This can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness. People keep these fears secret for different reasons. They might fear judgment or ridicule from others. They might worry about being judged or made fun of. This fear of judgment can be paralyzing and prevent them from seeking help. It's like having a secret language that nobody else speaks. The secret language can make them feel even more isolated. But here's the thing. Unusual fears are more common than you think. Many people have them even if they don't talk about it. Once you start talking about them, you realize you're not alone. Sharing your fears can be the first step to overcoming them. In fact, there are probably others out there with the exact same fear. Finding these people can be incredibly comforting and validating. So let's break the silence. Let's create a space where people feel safe to share their unusual fears. Let's talk about these unusual fears openly and honestly. By doing so, we can help each other feel less alone. You never know who you might help by simply sharing your story. Your courage to speak up could be the support someone else needs. Let's get specific. Some unusual fears involve everyday objects. Kumpunophobia, the fear of buttons, might seem strange, but imagine panicking every time you see a shirt button. Then there's bananaphobia, the fear of bananas. It's not just about disliking the taste. People with this phobia might get anxious even seeing a banana peel. And who could forget pogonophobia, the fear of beards? Imagine being uncomfortable around Santa Claus. These examples show that unusual fears can be triggered by the simplest things. These fears might seem silly, but they're very real to those who experience them. Understanding this is the first step to breaking down stigma and offering support. So, why do these unusual fears pop up? Well, our brains are wired to protect us from danger. Sometimes they misinterpret harmless things as threats. Past experiences often play a role. A childhood encounter with a bee sting could lead to a lifelong fear of insects. This is called classical conditioning. Our genes can also be a factor. Some people are genetically predisposed to anxiety and phobias. It's like inheriting your grandma's blue eyes, but instead you inherit her fear of spiders. Understanding the science behind these fears helps us see them in a new light. It's not about being weird or different. It's about how our brains are wired. When phobias take the stage, unusual fears can range from mild to severe, affecting people in different ways. Some people experience mild anxiety around their trigger, feeling uneasy but still able to function. Others might have full-blown panic attacks with symptoms like hyperventilation, sweating, and a racing heart. Imagine being terrified of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. This specific fear is called arachibutyrophobia. For some, it might just mean avoiding PB&J sandwiches or any food containing peanut butter. For others, it could lead to avoiding social gatherings where peanut butter might be present, impacting their social life. These fears can significantly impact daily life, making even simple tasks feel overwhelming. They can affect work, relationships, and overall well-being, creating tension and stress in various aspects of life. That's why it's crucial to seek professional help if a fear becomes overwhelming and starts to interfere with daily activities. Remember, there's no shame in asking for help. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. Therapists can provide tools and strategies to manage and overcome these fears, helping individuals regain control of their lives. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and gradual exposure to the fear can be effective. Group therapy can also offer support, as sharing experiences with others facing similar challenges can be incredibly comforting. Facing fears, finding freedom. Overcoming unusual fears is possible. Therapy often involves gradual exposure to the feared object or situation. Let's say you're terrified of butterflies. A therapist might start by showing you pictures of butterflies, then videos. Eventually, you might work up to being in the same room as a butterfly. This process helps rewire the brain to recognize that the feared object or situation is not actually dangerous. It takes time and effort, but the rewards are worth it. Imagine the freedom of conquering your fear. You could finally enjoy a picnic without worrying about bees, wear that shirt with the cute buttons, or even grow a beard. You're not alone embracing our quirks. Remember, everyone has their quirks. Unusual fears are just one small part of what makes us unique. Instead of hiding them, let's embrace them. Sharing our fears can create a sense of community and understanding. It shows others that they're not alone in their experiences. And who knows, maybe your unusual fear will make someone else feel brave enough to share theirs. It all starts with open and honest conversations. So let's celebrate our differences, fears and all. After all, life would be pretty boring if we were all afraid of the same things, right? Join the conversation, let's talk fears. That's our show for today, everyone. I hope you learned something new about unusual fears and realized that it's okay to be a little different. Now I want to hear from you. Do you have an unusual fear? What makes you feel brave? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more fun and insightful conversations. Thanks for watching, and remember, be kind to one another and always stay curious.